Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give our praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahai, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahuwah. It's Yahweh. And his only God son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praises and glory to Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Korash. Double honors to the apostles and the bishop and elders of great millstone, rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready accepted or not. In the sense of salutation. To all the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth to the four winds of the earth and the entire world, sharing light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the wealth who are listening, learning. If you sisters are listening, learning. Coming into another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and notification. Another day of notification, Lord, will be edifying. So I titled this lesson, Part 2, Distractions for Destruction. And as I was just making a point, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, has Esau Edom, the so-called white man, to set up a lot of methods, different ways to distract two-thirds of Jake. And I was talking about, I was watching this show, Barbecue Pitmaster, because I have never looked at it before, but then I was turning through the channels and I saw it, and it was like, man, they was the last two people, and they had ran through 18 people, and I was thinking about the one show the brothers had put me on, which is Game of Thrones, which I had never saw. So I started watching it a few months back, and I binge watched the show, and it's like, man, if you're not grounded, if you're not rooted and grounded with the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, these are things that have you like distracted and have no care in the world. As this show, there's a lot of shows, Power, all these different shows, man. Now they got the show with what's this guy? Big Meat's son. I forgot the name of the show right off. But they got these different shows, man, to distract Jake. Instagram, social media, all these social media platforms. You got all this love and hip hop and all the Atlanta Housewives. Now they got the Orlando Housewives. It's all these different shows, man. And if you get into it, because I felt myself like I was trying to get through this show, man, Game of Thrones. Cause it was getting good, man. Like it was it was a real fire show. And you will get in these different shows, you will get caught. Now they got this sisters and what's the show with this guy this fruit Buddha set up Tyler Perry. What's the show? Um with the one guy. And he got everybody on like this little coat, like this little coat madness. I forgot the name of that show. They wearing all purple. These shows, man, like it'll have you binge watching. And it had you going from one show to another. So now I was just thinking about as I was watching the last episode of Pitmaster with the last two people. I'm like, man, like this is what Esau, like this guy is perfect at setting up distractions. Let me get this in Amos. This is Amos 6:3. It reads, "Ye that put far away the evil day, and cause the seat of violence to come near." And these are the ones that's not aware of what's really going on. And I was making a point the other week about like everything that goes on when you're watching world news or whatever news, and even if it's local news, it's prophecy, but everybody else look at it as it's just news, man. Oh man, 2, 3 dead. That's crazy. It's just news, but it's prophecy, man. The Lord said He judgeth every morning. When you see mudslide that killed thousands and earthquakes and tsunamis and floods, it is just news to people, and they stay like it don't put no fear in people. They still in there every day. Like, I mean, what you gonna do? Your life still got to go on. You can't stop but these distractions, man, everything is a distraction for 2/3 of Israel, because the hopeful elect, the elect is going to stand upon and watch. Again, it's Amos 6:3. It reads, "Ye that put far away the evil day and cause the seat of violence to come near." Let me go back to this Ephesians, because everybody, the world looks at things as Apostle Romla brought this out some years ago about the word normacy bias, which things is. Let me matter of fact, let me put this up before I read this verse. So normacy bias. Let's get this. So normacy bias definition. It say normacy bias refers to inclination to believe that things will remain the same. Let me open it up. It say how it's a normacy bias, how it could affect your, they got investing. So this is normacy bias. It say normacy bias refers to an inclination to believe that things will remain the same, which may impede people from responding to a crisis. The tendency to remain optimistic about the, no, that's going into, let me go back. Let me look up the one I, let's go back and find this other one. Hold on, bear with me here. Let me put definition behind this. Okay, so here it is. And the first time I looked this up, when I heard Apostle Ramlaw mention this, I went to it and they had they probably got it here. When you click on images, let me see. One of the images was, yeah, it's still here. Normative bias causes people to underestimate the possible effects of a disaster. Now, the one is this guy, he's sitting on the beach. So when you look behind him, there's people running. There's a wave coming towards the guy. He's sitting on the beach, chilling with his radio. He reading a book, and he said, "Now that's a huge wave. The wave is coming towards him like a tsunami wave, and everybody behind him is running the opposite way, and he's just sitting there." Well, this is this is 2/3 slow belly, man. Now let me go back to this definition. So this is normacy bias. It says normacy bias is a cognitive bias which leads people to disbelieve or minimize threat warnings. Consequently, individuals underestimate the likelihood of a disaster when it might affect them and its potential adverse effect. The normacy bias, the normacy bias causes many people to prepare inadequately for natural disasters, market crashes, and calamities caused by human error. About 80% of people reportedly display normacy bias during a disaster. The normacy bias can manifest in response to warnings about disasters and actual catastrophes. Such events can range in scale from incidents such as traffic collisions to global catastrophe risk. The event may involve social constructionism, phenomena such as loss of money in market crashes or direct threats to continuity of life, as in natural disasters like tsunamis or violence and war. Normacy bias has also been called analyst what's this? Analyst paralysis, the ostrich effect. Oh, just stick your head into the ground. And by first responders, the negative panic, the opposite of normacy bias is overreaction or worse called scenario bias. So and this is that oh damn it. So like hold on here. This is what Esau Edom has done to 2/3 of our people, man. Like everything is going to get back to normal, and it ain't, man. Like this is the new normal. So like, let me go back to this. Hold on, my bad. Yep, going back to this. Hold on. I don't know how I deleted that. Bear with me here. Going back to this bastard with his craftiness, man. But the Lord had the whole elect standing on the watch, giving warning to the sheep. But 2/3 is distracted, man. And there's a lot of distractions on top of the internet, the different platforms, the different shows and movies. They got comedians going all around the world, man, constantly on movement. Rappers, old rapper, you got old concerts. You always hear about these oldie goldie concerts like Earth, Wind and Fire, and you got Bell Biv DeVoe and these different Mary J. Blige's, and Esau uses them, man, to keep the world distracted, as well as comedians, man. Kevin Hart on tour, Cat Williams on tour. These are all used distractions, man. And shalom to the argument I was tuning in. Yabba Shimon Shah Brakathon. So I just had some fruit. It's supposed to have been one lesson, but I keep forgetting to delete a lot of stuff out my phone to free up more space. So I just wanted to, because I was going to read this next verse in the first lesson, but the camera cut off. So this is Ephesians 5:15 and reads, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is," which I did read, "and be not drunk with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit." And most of the world, which is the masses, is filled with carnality. And I was gonna get on. This is First Peter. Oh, matter of fact, let me do this first. This word circumspect. Oh man, thought about another one. Damn PlayStations, man. The PlayStations and the Xboxes on top of the binge watching shows, all the new shows, the Ghosts, Power. It's a lot of distractions, man. So this is the word circumspect.
Strong's G 199. Akribos. Akribos.
It's a exactly, accurately, diligently extract. It's a exactly, circumspect, diligently, perfect. Let me see what this G196 say. exact, careful of the strictest sect, the most precise and rigorous in interpreting, say the Mosaic law, and observing even the more minor, even the more minute precepts of the law and traditions. Okay, let's go on into it. Strong definition say most straightest, most exact, most straightest. And as a matter of fact, let me see something real quick. I want to go to let me go to Entomon. Let's go to etymology dictionary. Let me see what this got in here. I just want to see. So let's do. Bear with me. I want to see what circumspect, what they go to in entomology. Okay, you say circumspect, cautiously, literally looking about on all sides. See, go into a little more depth. A little more depth. Cautious, weary, literally looking about on all sides. From Latin circumspectus, from circum, around, round about, to look. That's it. See what they got right here. Yep, same thing. Okay. Careful observation of one's surroundings, attention to details and probable consequences with a view to choosing the safest course. That's heavy, man. A looking around, foresight, caution, to look around, round about. Yeah, man. Root, spect, to observe. And Jake ain't doing this, man. But you know when they do it? When it be right in front of them. Then you don't got no choice but to see it. Then at that point, it's gonna be too late, man. So let's go back. I want to get our First Peter. That's when it's gonna be too late, man. When it's right in front of you. When you should be watching your surroundings all the time. Hey, and being too comfortable, man. That's what that Amos 6:3, verse 4 and 5 was going into. How Jake is too comfortable here. As a matter of fact, let me go back and get that before I read this. In Amos 6. This Amos 6:3. Ye that put forward the evil day and call to see the violence to come near, that lie upon beds of ivory and stretch themselves upon their couches, and eat the lambs out of the flock and the calves out of the midst of the stall. And everybody can't do this, but you got those so-called Jakes that allegedly made it. They can do this. Then you got ones out here that's, they getting how they live. They doing it. But the point is about them, it said they lie upon beds of ivory and stretch themselves upon their couches with just being comfortable and eat the lambs out of the flock and calves out of the midst of the stall, that chant to the sound of the viol and invent to themselves instruments of music like David, that drink wine in bowls and anoint themselves with the chief ointment, but they are not grieved for the affliction of Joseph. See, it said, therefore now shall they go into captivity with the first that go captive, and the banquet of them that stretch themselves shall be removed. See, the banquet. What's banquet? Let's get this word banquet. See, we was partying and playing, and the Lord pulled up on us, man. And Jake was being wicked. Let's get this word banquet here.
Strong's H, 4797. Mirzach. Mirzach.
See, it's a from an unused root meaning to scream, a cry, i.e., a revel, crowd revel, perhaps feast cry, morning cry, cry of joy. Yeah, chilling, enjoying themselves. But then what happened? Because it tell you in Exodus 32 and 6, when the Lord sent Moses to come and get the laws, what did Jake do? In Exodus 32 and 6, it said Jake rose up to eat in the plate. Matter of fact, let me get that. I'm gonna come back to this Amos. This is what Jake loved to do, man. But the Lord always had a remnant that stood upon the watch, no matter what. This is Exodus 32 and 6. Matter of fact, let's read one. And when the people saw Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them to me, unto me. And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graven tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. Wicked nigga, man. And Aaron made proclamation and said, Tomorrow is a feast to the Lord. See? They love this, they love banqueting, man. And they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink and to do what? And rose up to play. And that's why the Lord put Aaron to death, man. That's what the Lord told him to bring Aaron and strip him of his garments and give them to his sons, man. That was some wicked stuff Aaron did, man. But anyway, let's go back. Oh, that's why I tell you, and let's get this. In First Peter, wicked acts, man. Was that First Peter's 4? I think it's 3. It reads, First Peter 4:3, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought in the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, Salakia, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries. See? So back in Amos, the point is say, therefore now shall they go into captivity. Therefore now shall they go captive with the first that go captive, and the banquet of them that stretch themselves shall be removed. See, the feast, they say the feast of joy, the word banqueting. It would turn to what? Mourning, man. What is that? Let's get this. Isaiah. Hey, and all you slow belly that sold out, man. Let's get this. I was bringing this up the other day, but I ain't go down to this point. Isaiah 28 and 19. I was reading this. Because remember, he just said they stretched themselves, right? On the couches, they chilling, eating good. This is Isaiah 28:19. And it's talking about the destruction that's going to come to those that made a covenant. Let's read this. Isaiah 28 and 14. See, Judah is warned. Wherefore hear the word of Yahweh, ye scornful men that rule this people, which is in Jerusalem, because ye have said, we done made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scroll shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge. And Esau ain't gonna cover these 2/3. They ain't gonna cover none of these guys that got the 501c3. And on the falsehood, how we hid ourselves, so they know it's falsehood. And these guys that's willfully, that's purposely going off on the gospel. They're doing it because they got paid, man. They're doing it because they got paid. The Lord got them doing it, man. This is verse 16. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I lay in Zion a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste to run and go and to worship something else, to do something idle. Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters, which is his truth, shall overflow the hiding places. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. They made a covenant with the government, with Esau Edom, the so-called white man. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. And I read 2 16. 2 16, 68 and 69 tell you that the Lord gonna get them, man. They're gonna right here, then you shall be trodden down by it. Here's the point. From the time that it goeth forth, what? Jacob's trouble. From the time that Jacob's trouble goeth forth, it shall take you. Who? Those that made a covenant with death and that had agreement. The Lord said, your covenant with death shall be disannulled. From the time that it goeth forth, it shall take you 2/3, for morning by morning shall it pass over. What's happening? The Lord said he every morning do he bring his judgment to light. It said that by day and by night, and it shall be a vexation only to understand the report. What's the report? You have been warned. The Lord say, shake the hands at them. You have been warned. Repent. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Yahweh Shema Shah and destroy North America, Babylon the Great, and every other rulership, every other ruling country around the world where the so-called white man is in power. They all got to fall. Check this out, Isaiah 28 and 20. For the bed is shorter than that a man can stretch himself on it. What does that mean? If you sleep on a bed that's shorter than you, what is that? That means that's uncomfortable, right? For the bed is shorter than that a man can stretch himself on it, and the covering narrower than that he can wrap himself in it. What's the Lord saying? You ain't gonna get no comfort. When this overflowing scourge shall come through, it said, when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. From the time that it goeth forth, it shall take you. For morning by morning shall it pass over, by day and by night. And when I went to Michael, Amos 5, the Lord said he's going to pass through all the streets, every street. And it shall be a vexation to only understand, and it shall be a vexation only to understand the report. For the bed is shorter than that a man can stretch himself on it, and the covering narrower than that he can wrap himself in it. So going back to Amos 6, Amos 6 and 3, ye that put forward the evil day and call the seat of violence to come near, that lie upon beds of ivory, and stretch themselves upon their couches, and eat the lambs out of the flock, and cast out of the midst of the stall. Everything is just all good for Jake, man. That chant to the sound of the viol, and invent to themselves instruments of music like David, that drink wine in bowls, and anoint themselves with the chief ointments, but they are not grieved for the affliction of Joseph, which is the northern kingdom. Therefore now shall they go captive with the first that go captive, and the banquet of them that stretched themselves shall be removed. So that's being comfortable. And let's back this up. Let's back this up with Isaiah 3 and 1. So if you're not watching for what's about to happen, and it's happening, man, the Lord doing it every day, one priest, one prophecy after another. Isaiah 3 and 1. See, God will remove the leaders. For behold, the Lord Yahweh host doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff. Staff is as protection to stay. What the Lord say? Be still and know that I am power. Right? In Psalms, what's that? Psalms 46 and 10, I think it is. Be still and know that I am power. So this is the Lord say, You do take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, which is protection, comfort, the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water. So this is the Lord removing the comfort, man. Now this First Peter. First Peter's 5 and 8. It reads, be sober, be vigilant. This word vigilant is another word about looking, watching.
Strong's G 1127. Gregareo. Gregareo.
To watch, give strict attention. See, give strict attention. Your focus is on the prophecies. Give strict attention to, be cautious, active, to take heed, lest through remission and indolence, some destructive calamity suddenly overtake one. To keep awake, i.e., watch, be vigilant, wake, watchful. Let's see what this G1453 says. Raise, raise up, rise up. To arouse, cause to rise. To arouse from sleep, to awake. To arouse from sleep. Okay. Yeah, man. Awake, man. Stand. Take up. So it's a, see, it's a from sleep, from sitting or lying down, man. And what Jake want to be? Comfortable, chilling, binge watching, Netflix and chilling. Not, let me get this. Because while you had those Jakes in the Amos 6 that stretching themselves, eating the best, right? They comfortable and chilling. This verse here, which I bring out every time I read that, this is to this here is for the elect, the hopeful elect. Because the elect ain't gonna be comfortable, not giving a care about what people call news, which is prophecy. Now, this is Job 7:13. It reads, when I say, my bed shall comfort me, my couch shall ease my complaint. See, this is the same thing it said in Amos 6 and 3. So here's Job, and Job went through it, man. And Job represented the elect, going through trials and tribulations, adversity and afflictions, and overcoming it. And at the end, getting 100-fold. Because when you read Job, the last chapter, Job got back 100-fold, man. It's a Job 7:13. It reads, when I say, my bed shall comfort me, my couch shall ease my complaint. Then thou scarest me with dreams and terrifies me through visions, so that my soul chooses strangling and death rather than my life. See, because what the Lord say, those that seek their life on this side shall lose it, and those that lose their life shall gain it. So when I say my bed shall comfort me, my couch shall ease my complaint, then thou scares me with dreams and terrifies me through visions. This is the truth of the Lord right here. It say when thou scares me with dreams and terrifies me through visions. This is the prophecy, knowing that the Lord finna destroy America, man. Knowing that these things, Jacob trouble is coming. All we know is it's gonna be deadly serious out here, man. Famine, Lamentations 4, 2 Ezra 16 and 22. Amos 5 and 18. If one flee from a lion and run into a bear, or you get away and you go into some abandoned building trying to get some air, breathing, you trying to catch your breath, and a snake bites you, man. It's a parable saying that you're gonna go from one calamity to another, and ain't no escaping it, man. For a 2/3. This should terrify you now. 2/3 is not terrified, man. Then that scares me with dreams and terrify me through visions, because they don't fear the Lord, so that my soul chooses strangling and death rather than my life. So back in this 1 Peter 5, it reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." We know adversary.
Strong's G 476. Antidikos. Antidikos.
Here's your real op, the so-called white man, opponent, an adversary, enemy, and an opponent, especially Satan as the arch enemy, adversary. Let me see what this G473 got. Over against, opposite. Opposite to. Yeah. That's who he is, man. He's opposite of Yahweh Shema Shah. But it say, be vigilant, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And that's why I tell you in 2 Corinthians 2:11, 2/3 don't know what's going on, man. They got their mind on chasing the bag. And Esau did that. Got Jake running around here like a greyhound at the track chasing a rabbit that they never going to get to eat, man, at the end of the race. They don't give him the rabbit or give him a real rabbit. They just got him. But this, and they was then, and greyhounds, they ain't come out the womb trained to chase no damn rabbit. But that's how Esau trained them. Because you can be conditioned. That's why Yahweh Shah said in Matthew 18, we got to return to him as a child, man. A child's mind is to be molded any way. You can mold a child's mind any way you want. Because the parents is the first teachers, man. So that's what happened. The subtlety of the so-called white man, which is false wisdom, the Lord removed that from us, from the elect, I would say. He removed that from the elect, the hopeful elect, and we have been brainwashed in the truth. Brainwashed, reactivated back to the truth, man. Pure mind. We have been reactivated to a pure mind. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And he using all this, man. Comedians on tour, rappers on tour, all these different shows. You know how much these niggas in the hood love to watch these Atlanta Love and Hip Hop and Basketball Housewives and what's this show with Kevin Hart and Nick Cannon and them, man? Husbands of Hollywood, whatever it's called. It's so many shows, and they will have you gone because I love to watch Martin shows over and over. Just watch them. Martin, King of Queens, and Seinfeld, man. I love to watch those shows. And if the Lord ain't dealing with you, you just go be living your life, having a day old, what is it on Flintstone, a gay old time, man. Just caught up watching show. I love to watch Law and Order, Special Victim Unit, man. I've been watching that so long. And then they got the new shows, cause Stapleton came back. Every now and then I catch me a couple. But when you tuned in to the spirit, to Yahweh Shema Shah, nothing else matters, man. And every now and then, of course, you're gonna sit down and watch a movie or a show or whatever. But 2/3 is completely gone, man. They are completely gone. This is 1 Thessalonians 2/3 is completely gone, man. And it's so much to get into. You ain't on Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram or TikTok, any of these things. If you ain't on that, which I don't have none of that, all I got is YouTube. If you don't got none of that, right? You ain't into that. Okay. You like watching comedy? Every now and then, I'm tired of being pissed. I'm always pissed off. Tell you Ecclesiastes 1:18, the more we increase in wisdom, the more grief we increase in too, man. So I try to watch some stand-up comedies, certain guys, D-Ray, somebody, just to that's why I watch Martin a lot. Martin and King of Queens, and just to get a little laugh off, man, because we pissed off and we're ready to go home, man. And everything that you see, the minute you walk outside your door, everything vexes you, man, because you know it's all off. And everybody is moving around in wickedness, man. The minute you walk outside your door in the daylight, everything is just off, man. Everything is off. You hardly see trees. The air, you got the door for 5-10 minutes. You go back in your crib, you smell like outside, like this stink that's in the air. Like it's off, man. Everything is off. The minute you look up, niggas smoking a black, a cigarette, reefer, just or you see a fruit booty, rainbow slider, just everything pisses you off now, man. Cause nothing is being ran right in this earth, man. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:1. Gotta just, but Jake, Esau done condition, Jake. And man, it's a beautiful. Before I get that, let me get this. Cause it's a beautiful thing, man. This is the most beautiful thing that can happen in our life, man. Is the Lord waking you up. Let me get this. Ephesians 2:1. Because this devil had us, man. Esau had us, man. This nigga had us, man. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on, bear with me. Hold on. I'm probably spelling it wrong. Salakia. This man had us, man. Let's get Ephesians 2:1. This man had us in the world. Esau had us, man. And then the Lord, just like he did Satan, Salaki, just like the Lord, like when you read about Job, when the Lord told him, hey, you consider my servant Job, and he did what he did, the Lord like, go ahead. Then he was like, okay, he ain't break that time. Well, let me afflict him. Like, let me put some afflictions on him, like personal pain. Instead of me taking his kids and his wealth and his cattle, let me like do a little bit of let me pain him a little bit. The Lord, man, the Lord put his hand back on us, man. Because Esau had us with his and I'm gonna keep bringing it up. That's 2 Corinthians 11:3, because I hadn't looked at it till the other day, man. That word subtlety. I hadn't looked at it in 2 Corinthians, but I had looked at it in Genesis. His false wisdom, man. This nigga had us. He had us. Ephesians 2:1. And you have he quickened. I've been making this point a lot lately. Eating Yahweh's flesh and drinking his blood make you a part of his body. And as he was quickening in Isaiah 11, because it tell you in Matthew 3, when John baptized Yahweh, it said the Spirit descended upon him like a dove, man. Yahweh quickened, it's like Yahweh quickened Yahweh. So it tell you that in Isaiah 11. So it's saying you have he quickened, and Yahweh did this in John 6. You read about it in John 6 that they say when you start at verse 45, the Lord say, "Eat my flesh and drink my blood." And they tell you in verse John 6:63 that he quickened the remnant Israelite men and the women. He quickened the men, because the unknown multitude, they wakes up from hearing these 144,000 men. And you have he quickened, see, from the grasp of Esau, Edom's false wisdom, man. Because Jake was going to college, getting degrees and bachelors and masters and PhDs, and you have he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins, where in time past you walked according to the course of this world. Now we walking to the course of Yahweh Shema Rashad, man. Now we walking like zombies towards the kingdom of heaven, man. God, Yahweh Shema Rashad, man. Full of life. We're walking toward the kingdom full of life, man. How we was in reverse, walking around Babylon the Great, dead, man. Dead. Spiritually dead. Worry in time past, you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past, in the lust of our life, so like in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. That's where we was at. Esau had us, man. Colossians 2 and 8, the rudiments of the world, his foundations, his beginnings, his principles, his fundamentals, his essentials, their way of life, man. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. And this is what's going to come to 2/3 that's comfortable. They chilling. Everything is all good for Jake. Even when they down, their hope is, I got to get this bag. For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. Because the hopeful elect, the elect is watching, man. Ye are all children of the light and children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep, as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. And the Lord said, night come when no man can work. But let us, who are of the day, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. For power have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Mashiach, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, whether you in the truth or you die, whether you alive when Yahweh shall return in the truth or you die in the truth, we shall live together with him. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. So we're watching, man. We're watching. And as tell you in Isaiah 62, the Lord set up watchmen that shall never hold their peace. Habakkuk said, I will stand upon my watch. And let me get this. I'm gonna close with this one. And let's go to the Apocrypha. Let me get this Ecclesiastes 39. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read 38 too. 38 and 24. Let me get 39. So this is Ecclesiastes 38. And 24. And it reads, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. if you occupied and doing this and doing that and caught up in, listen, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. And the things that's coming is going to come upon these people out of the blue, man. As it seems we're coming up out of the blue, but it was already, it ain't gonna come out of the blue, man. It was already predestinated to happen. But those that's keeping watch, they saw it coming from a mile away, man. They been saw it coming. But to everybody else, the Lord's gonna return like a thief in the night. Let me get this. Ecclesiastes 39 and 1, and that's what this is going into. Oh, since I'm here, since this will be my last precept, let me just read the rest of this, and I'll close with this. So back in Sirach 38, Ecclesiastes 38 and 24. So this is adding on, and I was thinking about Sirach 5 and 7 too. So that's another one. As a matter of fact, yep. Let me read that. Let me read that first, then I'm gonna close with these precepts. Ecclesiastes 5 and 7, it reads, make no tarrying and turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. Like it said in Amos 6 and 3, they put far away the evil day to call the seat of violence to come near. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security, in your comfortability, thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Yeah. Now this is Ecclesiasticus. See, Esau got Jake chasing that bag, man. It's all about chasing the bag with Jake, man. And the Lord said in Matthew 6 and 33, seek ye first the kingdom and the Lord's righteousness, and everything else to be added, man. So again, Ecclesiastes 38 and 24, the wisdom of a learned man coming by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth in the gourd? Jake is glorying about working, man. Man, we tired of working, man. We working for our servants. Ain't nobody glorifying having no damn job, man, going to the plantation. I don't care what kind of job you got. It's a damn plantation, man. That's where you work at. Take your number. You at the plantation. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow? And the Lord said, by the sweat of our brow shall we eat bread. That's part of the curses. But he that it said, how can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth in the gourd, that driveth oxen and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks? You hear about Jake at the plantation, nigga talking about basketball, nigga talking about whatever, the athletes is keeping up with stats and the new shoe, the new game coming out, this and that. It's all about it ain't talking about the Lord, man. He giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kind fodder. Then they tell you to be watch. A word of words would be vigilant is to watch, be diligent. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals, and are diligent to make great verity. See, they diligent in their works, in folly, in comfortable, chilling, eating, hanging out. And are diligent to make great verity, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish a work. So this is what their watch is in, not in the will of the Lord. The smith also sitting by the anvil, and considering the iron work, the vapor of the fire wasteth his flesh, and he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears, and his eyes look still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He said of his mind, he said of what? His mind to finish his work, not the Lord's work, his work, and watcheth to polish it perfectly. So doeth the potter, sitting at his work, and turning the wheel about with his feet, who is always carefully, Didn't it say be careful and cautious to be watching, feeding the sheep, warning the flock? It said who is always carefully set at his work and make of all his work by number, not the Lord's. He fashioneth the clay with his arm and boweth down his strength before his feet. This what a nigga put all the energy in. Plantational work. He applieth himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace. Now, these buzzwords in here is diligent and strength and carefully and his work. These are the buzzwords in this chapter, man. Perfectly, watcheth. These are the buzzwords of those that maintain the world. Listen, verse 31. All these trust to their hands. Not what the Lord gonna do. That's Jake in the world. We tell Jake, Psalm 68:19, the Lord said he daily load of us with benefits. If the Lord put a spirit on you to put this work first, you don't think the Lord gonna cover you on the back end on everything else? All these trust to their hands, and everyone is wise in his work. Don't tell you in Proverbs 3 and 5, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to thy own understanding. Your own understanding is what? And everyone is wise in his work. See, without these cannot a city be inhabited. Some of these people, the carpenter, the potter, right? The electrician, the plumber. It say, without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will, because they always on the run, on the go, nor go up and down. Listen, verse 33. They shall not be sought for in public council. Where this public council going to be at? In the kingdom. Sitting amongst Yahweh shot 144,000. They shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit high in who? In the congregation. They shall not sit on the judge's seat. It's 3-4 precepts I can get. The Lord told Peter in Matthew, was it Matthew 19, 27, 28, Luke 22 and 28. There's one in Wisdom of Solomon 3. That's one in the Ecclesiastes chapter 6 about sitting on the judges' seats, man. They shall not sit on judges' seats, nor understand the sentence of judgment. They cannot declare justice and judgment, which is the habitation of the Lord's throne, Psalm 8, 9, and 14. And they shall not be found where parables are spoken. They ain't gonna understand these mysteries. But what, Lord? But they will maintain the state of the world, and all their desire is in the work of their craft. Hold on. I thought I was done. I ain't done. It said, now their desire is in the work of their craft, right? Let me get a precept. What's our desire? Let's get it. Let's get what our desire is. This is Isaiah. Is that 29? Let me see. 29 and 7. Maybe 28. Hold on. Or is it 26? Let me see. Maybe 26. Yep, here it is. So this is Isaiah 26. Now, a 2/3 desire is what? Well, let's read again. Ecclesiastes 38 and 34. But they will maintain the state of the world, and all of their desire is in the work of their craft. That's a 2/3 slow better nigga. This is the one that he go to work every day of the week, right? He taking care of his family, right? They hang out, their family go out to eat, they go to some fun place on the weekend, they go to church on Sunday. The Lord gonna kill them niggas, man. The Lord don't care nothing about that. Or they go out and help feed the homeless. That's his desire, man. So this is Isaiah 26 and 7. It reads, the way of the just is uprightness, thou most upright. Doest wait the path of the just. Listen, yeah, in the way of thy judgments, O Yahweh, have we waited for thee. And what? The desire of our soul is to thy name. The desire of our soul is to thy name, not to our own workcraft, and to the remembrance of thee. With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Jake ain't thinking about the Lord in the night. Nigga thinking about how you gonna get bagged tomorrow, man. With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yeah, with my spirit. What? With my spirit the Lord have given me. Within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness, man. And they gonna learn it by the judgment. The judgments of the Lord. It say, for when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness. Because the judgment of the Lord is all righteous. But it's gonna be too late for them. Yeah, it's gonna be too late for them, man. Hey, Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praise and glory to you. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua Bahashem Rakah Quadash. The abundance to the apostles and the bishop, that was a great millstone, rule well, teach well. Whether apostles, netters of all of Israel, really accepted or not. In the sense of salutation to all the octane, pushing this truth and believing in this truth, but foreigners of the earth, the entire world. Shed light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the walk through our listen learning. If your sisters are listening, learn. Throughout for tuning in. Hey, throughout for your precepts, man. Throughout for you out here, man. Hey, may the blessing of Alexa be upon your houses. May Yahweh Shema shall continue to bless you in your houses. Till next time I say shalom, wa abba.